Hello, I am Aoyalaipe. I like to queue up War Thunder's arcade mode, hop in a jet, and personally kill literally the entire enemy team. Believe it or not, I often run into trolls, tryhards, and salty people. Eventually, I decided to turn on the camera so I could share the ensuing hilarity with you. This is XX Hobos on Meth XX. He will be our antagonist today. Now, I name him for two reasons. First, his name is XX Hobos on Meth XX. I just feel like that fact is relevant to this story. Second, he got a bunch of his friends to spam report me for what happens next, so alright douchebag, welcome to YouTube. So I hopped into a public air arcade match and got a full up tier. Yeah, I know, that's just bad luck. Imagine getting a full down tier only to discover me on the other team. Oh, and there is a link to the unedited footage of this match in the video description. Anyways, the game is going pretty slow, at least by my standards, until this happened 5 minutes in. Let's see that again. Did you see the key detail? Oh, why look, it's today's antagonist, Mr. XX Hobos on Meth XX. He did not take this particular death very well. Now, to paraphrase Mr. XX Hobos on Meth XX's response in a family-friendly way, he indicated an intention to Spawncamp me as I was an intercoursing homosexual. Or at least in context, I think that's what he was saying. It is difficult to accurately ascertain the meaning he intended to convey because at no point does he use any punctuation. Anyways, children, listen closely. The moral of this story is this. Don't smack talk enemy players in a PvP game until after you know that you can kill them. For an example of what not to do, don't say this to a guy who is on a 9-0 kill streak and has already killed you multiple times. As for example of what to do, you can see I initially tried to defuse the situation. Was I chased into the enemy spawn? No! That was a blatant lie. But the enemy team still had some good jets up, and I wanted to make sure they were dead or flown by noobs before I said something undiplomatic. Moments later, I got my answer when they all jumbled themselves up into a giant noob ball. So, at this point, I decided it was safe to point out the key flaw with Mr. XX Hobos on Meth XX's otherwise brilliant plan. You can't Spawncamp me if I never die. Congratulations! Aoyalaipe is bored and your team will now be his entertainment for the evening. They could have simply murdered XX Hobos on Meth XX back to the lobby to begin with. Of course, if I did that, he wouldn't have been around to see himself get absolutely completely owned as hard as humanly possible. I mean, wouldn't it be way more creative if I say, went on a 16-0 kill streak, and wiped out the entire enemy team without dying, except I left one and only one player alive at the end of the match to see this happen, our antagonist, Mr. XX Hobos on Meth XX. Well, it was actually a 17-0 kill streak since this one was too late to register. You could also characterize it as an 18-0 kill streak considering this guy suicided himself into the ground to prevent me from getting killed credit. Or, if you're XX Hobos on Meth XX, you could apparently characterize this rampage as passive behavior. Now, XX Hobos on Meth XX also reported me for unsporting behavior. And okay, to be fair, that last one is actually true. I sent XX Hobos on Meth XX a DM immediately after the battle, laughing my absolute ass off and telling him that this is going on YouTube. Should I have done that? Absolutely. It was totally worth it. My only regret is that I didn't say thank you for the 144,000 silver lions and remind him to like and subscribe.